you gonna help me? Too heavy?
干一好。
So one of the things that we started doing on the homestead was last year we started with a very small batch of meat chickens. Wasn't 100% sure if that was going to be for us, if that was something that we were going to like. You know, so we did like a six bird batch, and you know, kind of everything from there is history. We've tried 3 different style of tractors. Actually, I'm gonna take you. So this tractor here, this is the first style of tractor that we built, all out of scrap from the barn, everything that was inside the barn. I think the only thing I did end up having to buy were the hinges and the hardware cloth. I did have to buy that, but all the wood and that, like the piece of siding there, I actually was scrap from a door build that I put together. That's the nice thing, is so even though this wasn't so great, now you can see that's one of our broody hens. She's in there because basically that's where we put her in there. The other chickens tend to mess with her when she was sitting on the eggs. We do have a rooster, so we just said, hey, you know, they're fertilized, might as well let her sit on them. Normally the doors open like this, like long ways. The hinges would normally be, you know, back here somewhere. So having it open this way, the meat chickens would always just run to the back. So that was the first time we tried that last year. This meat shaw is being used as kind of just a sunblock, some shade for our layers in their permanent run here. And while they do get some shade there, they use that pretty well when they take their dust baths. But the problem is that I didn't have anything to protect them other than the meat shaw, which is the point of it. I ended up having an owl attack, and I probably ended up losing, I had a batch of 60 to start. We ended up going through, we lost at least 30 in the matter of like 3 or 4 days. And eventually I ended up putting one of the trail cams out on a T-post, actually right over here, and I caught on it at night an owl swooping down and coming down. So what we're currently using, which by far for me is the nicest setup. Again, it's for us. What you might find might be a little bit different, but for me, for the combination of moving them and feeding and going in and getting them, this is by far the best setup. Now, the only thing I would have done is I would have made that a little bit taller, because right now it's probably about 5'9". I'm a little over 6 foot, so I do got to kind of crouch down, and even if I go side to side. The other thing that I did different was in the John Siskovich style, which kind of trying to make it so you can see here. Going across this peak is normally another piece of piping, and it normally has like a feeding trough going down the middle. I tend to like to keep it on the ground, and I tend to notice that when I do that, rather than giving them some kind of trough, that their manure is spread a little bit better, and I notice that they tend to learn how to forage a little bit better, or a little bit sooner, because they just, you know, instinctively. Now there's a handful of things. If you've been interested in doing the John Siskovich style of tractor, I highly suggest to do some research and watch some more videos, and maybe some people that have done some put together videos, because there are certain things missing from his instructional book. He's done a really great job on a lot of things, but there's a couple like very small things that they've just like forgotten to put in there. Like you can see in all the drawings that these braces are there. They don't account for cutting or even putting them on. And the drawing even shows like braces on the inside, like probably on the back side of that. So, you know, I just kind of look, I just kind of winged it. They're not the same, but it will help, obviously. If you're gonna move around, you could put roosts in there, and you could put something in the back for nesting boxes, and you could take them around. If you were gonna do like a mobile coop, you could use something like this to take them out into the field and follow cattle or sheep, or, I mean, heck, even if you didn't have a whole lot of room and you didn't want to build a full-on coop, I mean, this would work great just to move them around and let them stay on grass.